I'm loving the guitar work on this song. It's just doing really interesting, catchy things. What's up, friends? Today we're checking out Emotional Creature, the album by Beach Bunny. We'll be listening to it from the perspective of a songwriter and producer. That's what I am. So it'll get somewhat technical. I learned about Beach Bunny while volunteering at a girls' rock camp, helping out girls to learn the guitar, play in rock bands. And a lot of them were really into Beach Bunny. So now I'm giving them a strong listen because they came out with a new album. Let's start with Entropy.
I'll get over it if you let me breathe from the skin.
Her vocal kind of reminds me of Casey Musgraves, but with less twang.
Yeah, somebody's gonna figure us out, and I hope.
I like the harmony on Figure Us Out during the second chorus. Did a similar thing with Strawberries in July, my own song.
Somebody's gonna figure me out.
Yeah, that was a pretty significant change up on that last chorus. I dig it. Really stripping things away for a second, making that drum beat take a really different pattern, going lighter on those cymbals, which added a nice element. I liked the beginning of the song, how it kind of built in to this piece. There was a EQ automation that made the higher frequencies of those guitars and drums appear slowly. Good way to start the album, kind of drawing you in. Late 90s, early 2000s rock vibes, very kind of low end on those guitars. And the guitar is kind of going throughout the whole song.
Out on the carpet, and everybody's watching me. Wait for
I really like the way that lead guitar pairs with the vocal in the first verse.
I've never found some things that it please.
I really like the change up in melodies for those choruses. How the second time through she goes high. It's just a nice variation on the melody.
Something so deeply, 'cause with you.
Nice development going halftime on that last chorus. Nice and catchy. Kind of the parts when the guitar and the vocal were synced up during those verses remind me a lot of Title and Registration, Death Cab for Cutie. Her lyrics are a little heavy-handed, but I like them. They're kind of like in your face, like, oh, I don't feel good, and then when I'm with you I feel better. Like really going hard on those emotions, which I don't mind. Coming from the emo movement, like to hear it. Please subscribe, please. Dead Weight is next up.
Selfishly, and I think maybe things are differently.
I like the moments when that guitar harmonizes with the melody instead of going strictly with the same notes. It's cool. It offers a nice kind of contrast. Breaks up the verse in a nice way. That breakdown at the end was probably my favorite part. I liked how you had this kind of like slow introduction of instruments, and then they started playing around with each other, doing these interesting harmonies with the other guitar. Yeah, that was nice. It was cool. It had like a nice rhythm to it too, kind of dancey. I kind of want to hear Lily, I think is the name of the lead singer here. I kind of want to hear her put a little bit more excitement into her vocals. I feel like she's staying pretty chill, but maybe that's the aesthetic that she's going for with her music. I just think it'd be interesting to hear her kind of get a little more just intense. Maybe that'll happen later in the album, so let's see what happens with Gone.
Tired of waiting on a telephone call.
This album has some brilliant pairing of guitars and vocals. Just really interesting things, like they really play them as linked, things that are really playing off of each other. Very conscious of each other's melodies. Love that guitar solo. I love how it went from staccato to more legato. Just slowly building into that solo. It's rad. Chill too. I'm loving the guitar work on this song. It's just doing really interesting, catchy things in the instrumental sections. The sounds they're getting from the guitars are pretty similar song to song, but the breakdowns kind of in between sections really mix things up and make the sound cohesive without letting it get, dull at any point. That one was a little more energetic in my opinion, but I'd like to hear just a real let loose. Eventually is next up.
Pick through the cracks in my mind, trying to find a solution.
I love the lower registers she's getting out of her vocals in this verse. It sounds so good.
From the problem, the harder it falls.
Probably my favorite song from this album so far. I love how short that chorus is and how quickly it gets to the vamp section. I also like the descent in the kind of like a scale descent that guitar is going through to get to the "it all comes out eventually." The harmonies on eventually sound really cool too. Yeah, just a rockin' song, very catchy. Low key, but catchy. Fire Escape is next up. I like how that riff takes the place of kind of like the primary hook. It's rad.
Pouring out when you say gravity could.
When I first heard about Beach Bunny, I thought it was going to be a very like vocalist-led group where the lead singer is taking a really primary role in everything going on. It's really nice to hear that it's a band. You can feel the band dynamic. You can feel that they're really trying to play off of each other, that the guitars are taking real center stage at certain moments. And the drum patterns are having huge influences on the form of the song. I'm surprised to learn it, but I'm really glad. It's good to hear an actual band. Like, you can tell they actually work with each other. They actually function as a unit, which is nice. Weeds is next up.
'Cause he's not the problem. The problem is you think.
The lyrics on this song almost feel like a therapy session, Like really getting into the ideas of mental health and how it plays into relationships. Which is sick, honestly.
You keep taking another piece of me, not your.
This bridge is brilliant. I love that vocal filter at the beginning and the really downplayed drums and the high end on the guitar. Brilliant stuff.
Not my problem. You keep taking another.
Turns out that bridge was not a bridge, it was an outro. I kind of like that chorus though. I would have liked to hear it one more time. Maybe that's the hook of it, is that you don't get to hear that chorus again, so you want to go listen to the song again. I liked that song. I liked that her vocal was a little less restrained. Her vibrato was coming through at a higher intensity. It sounded good. I liked her vocal like that. I think her vocal needed that extra vibrato, and I think it really functions with that extra bit of vibrato. As always, that interplay between the vocal and the guitar is great. Gravity is next up. So nothing against instrumental pieces, because I think instrumental pieces can be really brilliant. And this song does fit the tone of the rest of the album. The weird thing to me is that this song uses basically synths and an electric drum set. Different types of synths doing arpeggiators, a pad, getting that like kind of chill atmosphere, but no guitars and no real drums. So that begs the question, who's playing this song? because I haven't heard a keyboardist throughout the rest of the album. So like, what is going on here? Where did this come from? That's a sincere question. If anyone knows the answer of what this song is doing on this album, please let me know in the comment section, because I am really curious. I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on there. Is it just something they want to have play during their sets, like in between setups, or when they need to switch out guitars? Like what's going on there? I don't understand it. Scream is next.
I keep on lit, last box in the basement.
So now we have synths, and you got this one that has like a very horn sound and an atmospheric synth. We haven't heard anything like this the rest of the album except for Gravity, so I think that maybe that's why Gravity exists, to introduce this.
You rephrase the argument as you didn't feel that.
Love that Icy Bell synth sound on that second verse. Just repeating on there. It's so cool. Great sound getting out of there.
Just belong, sometimes I just want it. But if
I liked those screams near the end of that song. The sometimes I just wanna, and then this. It's cool. Would have liked to hear that anger in her voice a little more, but maybe that's the point. Maybe it's supposed to sound so restrained, representing kind of like the restrained emotions that she's trying to go through, so that other people don't have to see her in this more intense fashion. They don't look down on her. I don't know. I really liked how the guitars and synths became dissonant with each other at the end too. It was a nice touch, because the idea is to express this, tension, and I feel like that dissonance really cemented that expression. Infinity Room is next up.
me from morning when I look.
I'm a sucker for skilled acoustic guitar and vocals. Kind of dropping away. This one's nice.
The sun is only half as bright as your light.
Her vocal fits so well in that sonic atmosphere. The acoustic guitar, synths, and her, it's a nice pairing. Okay. I don't mean to get too how I would change the album, but I kind of have to express this. Get rid of Gravity, put Infinity Room there. It's a nice, transition on the album. It has the acoustic with this synthesizer, so it kind of introduces the synths little by little, because I can tell Gravity's attempt was to kind of introduce synthesizers and create this real difference in instrumentation for the album, but wasn't my thing. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm done getting on my soapbox. Karaoke's next up.
You serenade to the radio in your high school car.
She paints such a vivid picture with her words in this song. So many great descriptions and images. I love a good story told in songwriting.
Years over hours, 'cause the snow starts to.
I love the bass tone on this song. It really pops in there. There's not really a super involved bass riff. It's just kind of going with the bass, just being a bass, but it's got a great tone. That shift in groove and rhythm was really fun at the end. I feel like this song fits a parking space that hasn't been filled before. It takes the space of a song that I haven't really heard, which is a song about going to karaoke, about the experience of going to go sing karaoke with friends, which is something that a lot of people who like music do. So it's a smart song to have exist. Last song is Love Song. I'm not gonna write you a love song.
Your grace, you talk like an author.
Two quick things. One, I love the pairing of acoustic and electric guitar on this song. It just works so well. Also, her voice is having that nice vibrato back again, and I love it. She sounds excellent with extra vibrato.
Harmonizing with my energy, like we're playing.
A lot of really good similes and metaphors in the lyrics on this song. Appreciate them.
It all comes out eventually.
Yeah, the ending of that song gives me chills. Now I understand Gravity's place in this album with that ending. It makes sense. I love going back to Eventually like that. Sick stuff. That bridge before Eventually had a lot of power to it, you know, the doubled vocals with the octave on top. And I started feeling her get out of that restrained zone and into a more energetic place. It's cool. It's a good moment. Felt a lot of influence from like The Cure on this song. Also Alanis Morissette. I feel like Alanis Morissette is a big influence in general throughout this album. Alanis Morissette? Hope you enjoyed this reaction. Hope it's given you some insight into the album. Maybe helped you put words to some of the reasons that you like this music. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share. Check out my music, please. It's got kind of those emo, metaphorical, sad energies to it. There's a music video for it right here for Gray Blue Eyes, one of my latest songs. And that's it. Catch you on the flip.
I hate my reflection, it's always bad.